Hey guys, welcome to the lesson 5, the first part of lesson 5, which is the last lesson in our unit 1. So after this lesson 5, we will be taking a short little test over the whole lesson. Okay, so let me share the document and you can turn to page 19 in your workbooks and we will get started. Okay, so the important stuff here. So number one, do these number tricks give the same result? Draw pictures or write abbreviation to figure it out. Okay, so we just kind of have to walk through here and see if we will get the same result. Remember, we can use buckets, we can use shapes, we can use letters if we want. So I think I'll do the first one with buckets and marbles, and then maybe the second one with letters and numbers. Okay, so think of a number. That's a bucket. Add 4. So that will give me a bucket and 4 marbles. Multiply this thing by 2. So instead of having 1 bucket, I'll have 2 buckets. And instead of having 4 marbles, 4 times 2 will give you 8 marbles. Subtract 2. So I still have the 2 buckets. But now instead of 8 marbles, I will have 6 marbles. Divide by 2. So 2 buckets divided by 2 is 1. 6 marbles divided into 2 is 3. Subtract your original number. Well, that was my bucket. So if I get rid of my bucket, I have 3 marbles. Okay. So over here, let's use the abbreviation method. Think of a number. We'll use B. Multiply that by 2. So now I have 2B. Add 4. So I have 2B plus 4. Subtract 2, which would be 2 marbles. So we're going to subtract the 2 from the 4. So 2B plus 2, because 4 minus 2 is 2. Divide by 2. We got to divide this and this, my buckets and my marbles, by 2. I get 1B or B plus 1. Subtract your original number. So we're going to subtract B and you get 1. So here I had 3 marbles. Here I had 1 marble. So they do not give you the same result. Even though they were pretty similar going down, but if you just switch the order of one of the steps, things can really mess up. Okay, you may not get the same number if you do it out of order. There is a specific order that you need to do math. I think we've talked about this before. Okay, specific order that you have to follow. Okay, discuss what you think. In the 2 tricks above, it is possible to pick a starting number that will give you the same result in the end. That will give you the same result in the second step of each trick. But no starting number will ever give you the same result after the third step. Why? Well, here's the third step. We got 2 buckets, 8 marbles. We got 2 buckets, 4 marbles. The 2 buckets will always balance. Oh, I'm sorry, we couldn't even see that. You got 2 buckets, 8 marbles, and 2 buckets, 4 marbles. The buckets will always cancel. It's the 8 marbles versus 4 marbles because they will never balance. If you have your mobile, okay, you get 2 buckets and 8 marbles on this side. I know I'm kind of drawing it a little bit weird because it's just I'm out of room. And 4 marbles over here. If you cancel your 2 buckets, you cancel your 4 marbles, you still have 4 marbles over here, but you don't have anything on this side. Okay, so it cannot balance. And why? Well, that picture kind of shows why. Okay, this one's a little bit tricky. Oop. It says, arrange the steps below to create a trick that will result in the number you started with. You can use cutouts from page 29. So if you flip to page 29, there's some cutouts here, but there's also some space. Here's your cutouts. But there's also some space here to practice in if you want. They've also given you some space here. So here are your options, okay? Then test your trick with 4 starting numbers. Write the abbreviations here. Okay, so let's go to page 29, and we've got them here, and let's look at some. So let's say we pick a number. So pick a number. Okay, that'll be a bucket. All right. Now I can't divide by 2 because I have nothing. I only have 1 bucket. I can't subtract 6 because I don't even have 6 buckets. Okay, so the only thing I can do here is either add 12 or multiply by 2. So let's just add 12. So add 12. So that's a bucket, 12 marbles. Okay, and that one's gone. Now, the next thing I can do, let's see, can I divide by 2? Well, no, this isn't divisible by 2 yet. Maybe I can multiply by 2. Or I can subtract 6, either one. Now, just thinking ahead, if I multiply this by 2, that's a ton of marbles. So maybe let's subtract 6 first and get rid of some of the marbles. Okay, so subtract 6. And we're going to get a bucket. And 12 minus 6 is 6. So I got 6 marbles. And that one's gone. Okay. I can't divide by 2 yet, so let's try multiply by 2. So then I've got 2 buckets. And back to 12 marbles. And then divide by 2. So I get a bucket and 6 marbles. And that's it. That's all I can do. Now, did that get me my original bucket or my original number? Do I have just a bucket? I don't. So that's not the order that I can go in. Okay, so we're going to try something else. You can start using abbreviations if you want. So pick a number. So a number. We're going to pick a B. And this time, maybe I don't want to add 12. Maybe I want to multiply by 2. Remember, I can't divide or subtract yet. So let's multiply by 2. So times 2. So then I have 2 buckets. Okay, and that one's gone. Okay, so I got 2 buckets. I can divide by 2 or I can add 12. I'm just going to start here on the left here and kind of work my way. So add 12. So add 12. So then I have 2 buckets plus 12 marbles. And then this one's gone. So now I can either divide by 2 or subtract 6. Doesn't matter. I'm not sure yet. Let's just, again, go left, right. Let's divide by 2. So divide by 2. So 2 buckets divided into 2 is a bucket. Plus 12 divided by 2 is 6. Well, this is looking pretty good. The last thing I have to do is subtract 6. So a bucket plus 6 minus 6 is just a bucket. Okay, so that looks like it's the right step. So let's flip back over here and write it down. So we multiplied by 2. Multiply by 2. And we added 12. Then we divide by 2. And then we subtracted 6. Okay, we kind of already did the abbreviations, so let's fill that in. It was 2b, then it was 2b plus 12, and then when we divided by 2, it was b plus 6. All right, let's just test the number. Pick an easy number. Let's pick 1. 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 12 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 7 minus 6 is 1. How about 3? 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 9 minus 6 is 3. Maybe 10? 10 times 2 is 20. 20 plus 12 is 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16, and 16 minus 6 is 10. Let's try really easy. How about 0? Will 0 work? 0 times 2 is 0. 0 plus 12 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 minus 6 is 0. So even 0 worked out on that. All right. All right, here we go. So find the pattern used in each of the columns to complete the table. So we just got to fill in all the numbers. So we go 3 to 6. We can add 3 or multiply by 2. 11 to 22, add 11 or multiply by 2. So it looks like we're just multiplying by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 11 times 2 is 22. 5 times 2 is 10. 202 times 2 is this. So it looks like from n to here, we're going to have a 2n. N just stands for a number. Okay, so we're going to multiply by 2 going this way and divide by 2 going this way. So 1 times 2 is 2. I got nothing here. And 10 times 2 is 20. Now going the other way, we're dividing by 2. So 30 divided by 2 is 15. 0 divided by 2 is still 0. And that's all I have. Okay. Well, right here, it kind of tells me what this next step is. It's just adding 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7. 22 plus 1 is 23. 10 plus 1 is 11. 404 plus 1 is 405. 2 plus 1 is 3. 0 plus 1 is 1. 20 plus 1 is 21. Now we've got these two columns here that we need to work backwards. Okay, so instead of going from here to here and adding 1, if I go backwards, we're subtracting 1. So 101 minus 1 is 100. 13 minus 1 is 12. And then going from here to here, we divide by 2. 100 divided by 2, 50. 12 divided by 2, 6. Okay, so just kind of figure it out and see what you get. Use those abbreviations to help you along the way. So Eva is describing her work on this problem, but parts of her writing are missing. Can you figure out what she did? Okay, so she says the problem starts with if 3 buckets and 6 marbles or 5 marbles equals 2 buckets and 8 marbles, then what does a bucket represent? Okay. And then here's her writing. First, I wrote the problem in algebra like this. She's got 3 buckets plus 5 marbles equals 2 buckets plus, then we got 8 marbles. Okay, she's just rewriting it in algebra. Then I imagine crossing out blank buckets on each side, and only one side had a bucket left. So she looks like we need to cross out 2 buckets. She crossed out 2 buckets, and I wrote bucket plus 5 equals, now these 2 buckets went away, so she only has 8. Next, I imagine crossing out, okay, what should she cross out? Looks like marbles, maybe 5 marbles on each side. So 5 5 on each side. Just kind of matching what she wrote up there. Finally, I saw that the bucket always has to be, well, she crossed out the 5 here and got rid of 5 here, so a bucket has to be 3, because 8 minus the 5 gives you the 3. All right. Which of the following is a proper move that will continue to keep the mobile balanced, no matter what the weights are? Okay, so here we are. So can we just move a star over and at balance? Can we cross out these two, or can we cross out these? Okay, well, if you move a star, and it's going to change it. Okay, you're adding weight to one side, subtracting it from the other side. You can't cross out two things that don't match up. Okay, we can maybe figure out if they match up, but your first step has to be crossing out things that match. So C, explain how you know. Well, we know, we kind of just said that moving a star changes the weight, so adds weight. And we know here that a pentagon and a circle does not equal. So pentagon does not equal a circle. And it's this one because you are canceling things that definitely equal out. All right, here we go. Solve these equations. If a bucket plus 1 equals a bucket plus 6, what's a bucket? Okay, so we can cancel out that bucket. We can cancel this marble with a marble over here, and we get 5, and we're left with a bucket equals 5. So bucket equals 5. Remember, it's all about canceling things out. If 2b plus 1 equals b plus 6, then b equals. Okay, so we're going to cancel out a bucket here and a bucket there, so I only have one bucket. We'll cancel out a marble here with 1 over here, leaving 5. So bucket equals 5. Do you notice that these two are the exact same problem? Okay, just rewrote. This is abbreviated, and this has buckets in it. If 3b equals 33, then b equals what? Now, this is a little bit difficult. You got to remember that this is 3 buckets. So if I have 33 marbles and I split it into 3 different buckets, how many will be in each bucket? Or you can just say divide by 3. And 33 divided by 3 is 11. Okay, calling back in some of that algebra stuff. If 2 buckets plus 2 equals 1 bucket plus 5, then a bucket equals what? So we're going to cancel a bucket, we get 1 bucket there. Cancel 2, and we're left with 3, so a bucket equals 3. So 2b plus 2 equals b plus 5. Again, these are the same thing. Same thing. We can do it a little bit differently. I'll show you. If I subtract a bucket over here, subtract a bucket over there, that's the same as canceling. I'm left with 1 bucket over here, plus 2 equals 5. Then if I subtract 2 from each side, that's the same as canceling them out. Okay, I get 3. So bucket equals 3. So just another way of doing that same problem. There are multiple ways to do the same math problem. You just need to make sure that you're showing work. If 4 buckets plus 1 equals 17, then b equals what? So cancel 1, you get 4b equals 16, and then divide by 4. Okay, because you got 4 buckets, you got to split that 16 among the 4 buckets, and you will get 4. All right, last one. Discuss and write what you think. Brandon has created a puzzle for his class. He says that both of these first 2 mobiles balance. So that balance and that balance. Then he asks if the third mobile balances too. Does it? Why or why not? All right, so we know that a star is 2 clovers. So this star, I can cancel out 2 clovers because those balance. and then a heart and a diamond balance. So these two equal this one, and those two equal that one. So does it balance? Yes. You just added these shapes to it. So equal things cancel. Okay, so your items all cancel, and then you got 0 and 0 on each side. Okay. All right. Again, remember, you can start working, if you would like, you can start working on the additional practice on page 22. The next part of this lesson, we'll finish up the stuff to make you think and the really tough stuff. Okay. So make sure that you're staying with it and taking those quizzes. And if you got questions, please let me know. I'll see you all in the next lesson.